Hey, this is John with Father's Finding Fitness. It's 10 p.m. on May 19th, just about 8 weeks out from the competition, and finishing my meal prep for the night. Thought I would quickly check in, as from this point in, I really want to start chronicling a number of things with regards to my diet, my mental state, how I'm feeling with being in a caloric deficit, and things with my workout. Maybe even do a little bit of posing just to show my progression, because that's definitely a new thing for me, and I think it's a weak spot. So anyway, for tonight, I just wanted to quickly give some insights into my weekly macros and some of the food I'm going to be eating for tomorrow. Just as a reminder, in terms of like my food prep, I food prep every single night. It may not be as ideal as one may think, and like some people, I think food prep starting on like a Sunday night and get the food ready for the whole week. But with the food sitting there and being in the fridge for a whole week doesn't seem too fresh for me. I tried that a little bit with certain things like chicken, and after a couple of days it gets rubbery and so on. So I have developed habits that I just spend about an hour and a half each night and get my food ready for the next day. Some days go quicker than others if I have leftover proteins like chicken and so on. Not easy, but when it comes to burning body fat, you got to really stick with meeting your macro targets each week. And I measure all the food I prepare and also get everything down to the gram if I really want to try to meet the goals I need for my weight and so on. I'm laughing because my wife is going to bed and petting our golden retriever puppy, so maybe I'll let him say hi. So this is Murphy. Murphy's almost 6 months old, English cream, golden retriever. 90% of the time he's great, 10% of the time he's a real handful. Murphy, say hi. Anyway, all right, so really quick, back to the food. All right, here's my meal for tomorrow. My macros for this week are as follows. My calories are 2,390 grams. I'm sorry, my calories are 2,390. My proteins around 205 grams. My carbs are around 235, and my fat is about 70. Now, I consider myself compliant as long as I meet my calories and my protein within 4%, up or down. Definitely look at all costs to meet my protein, and then my carbs and fats, try to keep a little bit extra by a few grams, because that's not as important. Carbs are definitely needed to build up your muscles. The carbohydrates get stored in your muscles in what's called glycogen. And then when glycogen in your muscles is being used for energy, your body transforms that glycogen into glucose, and that's how you burn your carbs. But anyway, not to detract, but let's quickly dissect this, because I do eat a specific way every day. So meal one here, I wake up at 4 in the morning. By 4:30, I'm downstairs, and I try to keep everything really quick and easy, and also in a form that can be absorbed by my body fairly quickly. So I actually have, I pour myself a coffee. I have an espresso machine. I take 2 multivitamins. It's the winter time, so I like to ensure I have an ample amount of vitamin D3. So this is vitamin D3 drops and K2. I have a couple drops I put in my mouth. Each drop is 1,000 IUs of vitamin D3. So I normally do about 3 of those in the morning and then 1 or so in the afternoon. I have blueberries, raspberries, and strawberries with about 15 grams of organic honey drizzled in. And then this drink is a mixture of creatine monohydrate, a green drink to get some really good nutrients in the morning, about 30 grams of a whey protein isolate, and then I also have some supplements in there that you'll commonly find in pre-workout drinks, but I don't take a pre-workout drink per se. I just put in things like taurine or tyrosine, L-theanine, and beta-alanine are those ingredients that I normally mix in to get some good energy in the morning. So I'll wake up, I'll actually pour room temperature water in that so I can chug it, eat that, pour that and drink that on the way to the gym, put that in my mouth, eat those, and that's meal number one. It's about 30 to 35, 40 grams of carbs, about 300 or so grams of calories. Protein's close to 30-ish, 35, so it gives my body some good fuel for the gym. I work out at the gym until around 6:30, 7 o'clock, and when I come home, my goal is twofold. Replace protein as quick as I can, and also replace carbs as quick as I can. And to do that, I have the following. I make myself a protein drink that's got, another whey protein drink that also has Fairlife, 0% fat-free Fairlife ultra filtered milk. It's actually 13 grams of protein in 8 ounce of milk, but I have about 5 ounces there. And then I also have a cereal that's not a complex carbohydrate. It's a simple carb, which means the sugars in that will get broken down fairly quickly and into my bloodstream fairly quickly, which also means my muscles, since they went through a lot of trauma in the gym and have tears in the tissue, and my body's starting to repair the muscle tissue, getting the carbs into the muscle as quick as possible is a goal. Some might argue you don't have to do that right away, and I think it's right. I think your muscles need to be fed for at least up to 2 days after your workout, but I try to do that right away with these foods for that purpose. So I've got these really yummy peanut butter flavored Reese's Puffs cereal. I have about 111 grams of banana and also almond milk in there. So all in all, this is a pretty hefty meal in terms of my post-workout. The carbs are close to 70, and this is just estimating. My protein's close to 50, calories close to 600. Very little fats though. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 grams of fat in here, and that's on purpose. I don't want my stomach and the enzymes in my stomach worrying about breaking down fat. I want them to break down the food as little, as quick and as little effort as possible, and get that into the bloodstream so it can feed my body. So we're at about 7 o'clock in the morning here. A few hours later is meal number 3. I try to have this kind of like a late morning snack with something that I can eat quickly while I'm working. So this is a protein bar. It's actually got 20 grams of protein, a little over 200 grams, 220 grams of, I keep saying grams, 220 calories, good amount of protein, fats, so it's a nice mix. Carbs, it's got a good amount of dietary fiber. This is just a piece of wheat bread, and then I have unsalted pumpkin seeds. So I'm starting to get back into getting some of my fats into the meal. A few hours later, I'll have about 75 grams of basmati rice, 6 ounces of grilled chicken with just some flavoring on there. And this is actually a thing of avocado, so I'll just get some healthy fats from that. Next is, shocker, 75 grams of basmati rice, 6 ounces of grilled chicken with some red cayenne pepper sprinkled on it. I have a little bit of not low fat, but it's lower fat cheese, but it's a cheese stick, and some uncooked raw broccoli. So this will be like, as I said, this is 4:30, 7 a.m., around 11, 2-ish, 5-ish p.m. And then I do actually have a meal right before I go to bed, something quick, something that'll be digestible, but also sustain me during the night. We sleep for 7-ish hours, let's say, and during that time, your body slowly gets dehydrated, but it also is an excellent time for your body to go through recovery. So I try to have some food, not a huge amount, but something into my body while I'm sleeping. This is actually almond milk as well, about 5 ounces of almond milk, and then a type of cereal called amaranth or amaranth or something like that. It's a very bland type of cornflake, it looks like, but it's got very little sodium, which is something you don't find too often in cereal. Cereal can have anywhere close to 150 plus, 200 plus grams of sodium, but it has some protein in there. It's got some carbs, obviously, some decent amount of calories. So this is about 200-ish calories, maybe 30-ish grams of carbs, maybe 8 or 9 grams of protein, and that's it. So this is my meal for tomorrow, and I make this kind of stuff every night. I do try to, I normally have the same first 2 meals, unless I'm going to have a afternoon workout, which is rare. And then from here on, I normally try to split it up. I mean, I'll, normally stick with something quick like a protein bar. This, instead of a chicken, maybe beef, maybe fish, maybe beans plus a little bit of chicken. This snack could be varying as well. But I'm 8 weeks out from my competition. I really got to be solid and on point with my food. I'm trying to limit the amount of processed foods as much as possible. The processed foods I have here, for the most part, is really the protein bar and the cereal, but that's a minority of the food intake for the day. So that's it. You can see what's involved here. This is something, again, 7 days a week. I've been doing this now roughly 5 years, give or take, maybe 10%, of course, if I'm on vacation or something, which I do every year. But just trying to show you the seriousness of this kind of diet, what it takes to sustain something over the long term, and what I choose to do for my own life. So that's it. Talk to you guys soon. Take care.